Hey everyone, welcome to yet another THRC webinar. Before we get started into webinar, let me introduce about myself. I'm Akshay Rashekaran, basically a sales and marketing manager at Global HR Community. I would like to take a few minutes before I introduce about the speakers and what you will get to learn in today's webinar. Basically, the Global HR Community is an next gen AI enabled digital platform basically for people managers, business leaders, HR professionals, entrepreneurs, students, and academicians to promote excellence through individual organization, society, basically by applying the principles discover, connect, learn, grow, and contribute. This community was found by the top 1% HR leaders Nathan Sir, CHRO Deloitte India, who was ex-CHRO, Shrikant Armitaya, who was ex-CHRO Global Head of EY Delivery, and Ramesh Ranjan, who was ex-CHRO of Schneider Electric India. In a span of 1 years, we have around 3,000 plus people who are part of the community, including Britannia, Machani Group, Questcom, T Connectivity, Natural Remedies, and some of the most phenomenal companies. And we are also on the top 5,000 top MSME awards we have won. And LinkedIn has ranked global HR community as the top 10 startups all over the world, right? And we have around 9,000 plus people following us on LinkedIn. And basically, if I just have to tell you in five pointers, what are the great benefits one will be able to get if you are part of the global HR community? Is discover, where you can discover with 70 plus AI assessment tests to uncover your potential, your massive transformative purpose. Second is connect. As we are in the rapid AI era, it's all about connection, right? Our network is our net worth, and we have over 3,000 plus people whom you can connect with them, talk to them, message them, and then learning, upskilling. It's one of the most important things. We have around 1,50,000 courses across 1,800 plus skill sets, where one can learn and then grow, accelerate with the job boards, and you can also use AI tools like Mentora, which is an AI powered platform, My Pay Buddy for salary benchmarking, insights, and career mates, which will give you career growth direction. And there's gamification. Whoever is going to be the most active every month get to win Amazon gift vouchers. And then you can also contribute by sharing your expertise, knowledge, by doing webinars. These all things we facilitate at the global HR community, right? And you are at the right place at the right time, and one of the fastest growing communities, which I can tell you. And we keep organizing a lot of phenomenal events, meetups as well. That's our core unique USP, like the webinar which is happening right now, to amazing events like Singularity University, and I'm sure some of you guys must have come there and you must have seen the value. And we offer various memberships or programs customized to your profile. We'll be happy to assist you for all the new members who are planning to be part of the global HR community. Thank you for your attention. Now let's move on to basically today's program, right? Yeah. Welcome everyone once again to the Beyond EOP Legal Wellbeing of the New Frontier of Employee Support webinar. We have our super incredible guest. We can just say Shirupa Chaudhary, one of the first speakers, serial entrepreneur, innovator, legal tech space. She's the founder of the legal tech space. She's the founder. She's currently incubated at NSR cell, which is at IIM Bangalore, with the mission to simplify legal access through technology. And Shrirupa previously built law firm in India's first digital lawyer aggregator platform, which is later acquired by Sugar Ventures Singapore. With over a decade experience in creating innovative solutions, led new business verticals at BW Business World and launch platforms like um, flywork.io. Our achievements have been recognized globally, named as one of the Asia's top 100 rising women leaders in Dubai to uh, wo- speaking to the World Justice Forum, and featured on like BBC, Economic Times, Business World, and so on. Right? Please uh, welcome Shirupa. You can all tell like welcome in the chat, right?
Thank you so
And
much for that warm introduction,
yeah.
Akshay. Thank you.
Thank you, Shiva. It's an honor to have you. And our second guest today is Dr. JP Rao, who is also with us. Come on, everyone, just comment, like, welcome in the chat, who is an eminent HR leader in the workplace, synergy facilitator, as well as like a business coach with 37 years of like corporate experience across sales, JK organization, Billas, Reliance Industry, both in India as well as like Malaysia. Dr. Rao has played a transformative role in the human resource management. He's the founder of Good People Relations and the co-founder of Destination Boardrooms, where he focuses on business coaching, leadership development, and creating a greater impact. And he was awarded as from the NHRD network and the HR Leadership Excellence Award in Singapore. Dr. Rao brings great insights from basically from leadership and so many incredible things. Great to have you, Dr. Rao, with us.
Thank you, Akshay. Happy to
Yes.
be with you, all of you. All
Thank you.
is well.
Thank you, sir. And our third guest is like Adarsh is Latika, our third speaker who brings fascinating blend of generative AI, anthropology, neuroplasticity to imagine the future of work. Right? It's going to be incredible. Inspired by the great grandfather's legacy of education, uh, Adarsh is like passionate about empowering individuals, organization thrive in like rapidly evolving this AI world. He has worked extremely intensively at MEA South Asia, Asian shaping invention in academic, corporate learning, executive education. His perspective focuses on AI, technology, and influence, human behavior, both consciously and even at the subconscious level, and how organization can adopt shift in the workspace, expectation, portfolio, career, and evolving skilling models. Others' works deeply reflect on deep commitment for continuous learning, innovation, and like global collaboration. Let's welcome all the thought leaders here with us on today's special webinar. I also highly recommend grab your notebook, notepad so that you can take notes, ask some great questions, and make sure that every minute what you spend is going to be uh, incredibly valuable. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Akshay. Appreciate this.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, GSRC. We have been a partner with GSRC for a while now, and we are quite happy to explore and share our views on how employee well-being is evolving in India and how legal well-being could be the next frontier that each one of us could look at. Good morning, everyone. I'm Adarsh Latika. I head the growth and partnerships and legal care. Today, we are bringing together perspectives from thought leaders on a very important, yet often overlooked, dimension of employee well-being, which is the legal aspects. Early March this year, we did a study of employee well-being initiatives offered at around top 80 companies from India. And what we found was that there's a convergence happening in the kind of employee well-being initiatives offered by organizations. Almost everyone is offering the physical, mental, and financial wellness aspects. And since the organization or the CHROs consider employee well-being as a strategic imperative to attract and retain high-performing talent, uh, we felt that the legal challenges, the personal legal challenges that working professionals carry are often hidden. They are not really spoken about at work or elsewhere. And considering the fact that we have a huge percentage of migratory white collar workers who may not have the necessary support system in the cities where they're working to handle these issues, the stresses associated with these handling your of purchasing your first flat or purchasing your first property, looking after your tax compliance, to that small intent of that disservice that you get from an e-commerce platform. These are all answered subconscious issues that remain in our mind, and but they have a very strong and impact in the performance and in our mind space when we are at work. So over the next 90 minutes, we'll explore why legal well-being is emerging as the next frontier for progressive organizations such as yours, and how it can tie into productivity and retention, and what leaders like you can do to embed into your existing strategies. Uh, as Akshay introduced, we have Dr. G.P. Rao and Sri Rupa Chaudhary who in the call with us. And how this will pan out, we'll invite both the speakers to share their perspectives for 10 minutes. And then we will have a small panel discussion till 11:30. And then we will open the floor for your questions. So if you have any questions, please don't wait for the 11:30. You can post it in the chat and we will be taking it up in the chat if possible. Otherwise, we'll have it addressed to the panelist. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Chibira. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning to all of you on a Saturday morning. Akshay, am I audible enough?
You're audible, sir.
You would have told me. I know. If all is well, so there are no complaints.
Yeah.
So now, in my 10 minutes, I'll talk about three things. One is how this wellness has evolved in the corporate world. See, for us, about 40, 50 years ago, wellness was very limited to providing a canteen or a creche. That was very routine, that kind of welfare. Later, it came to physical, providing facility for games, sports. Some companies even went for a gym, exercises, yoga, these kind of things have been. After the physical, then companies started bringing in financial wellness. So helping people on the saving habits, helping people on taking insurance. So those right investments, those the PPF in addition to the EPF. So the financial wellness was a focus, and employees came forward and participated. From physical, we didn't move actually. We added financial. Then in the recent time, mental wellness has also been addressed. So most companies now, in addition to physical and financial, they do programs, run schemes, help members, employees on meditation. Some also do the counseling facility, the psychology, and very few into psychiatry also. So how to remain mentally healthy. These things have happened. But since you started with legal wellness, I have no hesitation in saying that not much has happened on the legal wellness side. So, I mean, if you take an average, so these are the three things have happened. So legal wellness has not been that well established. The second part I want to tell you, I mean, encouraging more questions, what is the gap? Probably the one gap, as I said, is it is not complete wellness. It is not, we call it total Bauddhik Vikash. So the entire, as a human being, what all required to be done, that complete wellness we have not reached. That is number one. Some do emotional wellness, some do mental wellness, some do legal, but not all. This is number one thing. The second one is, it is more a reaction. So the COVID has happened, so we do vaccination, no? So probably the preventive or proactive. So those measures, we have not come across many. So I'll consider this as one area, I mean a gap. The third gap that I have seen is there is no clear-cut measurement. So people do wellness activities, run wellness schemes, but there is no direct linkage. So the third thing I'm bringing, developing on this gap, so far as the board and the CFO are concerned, they're always concerned about what is the result. Fine, we are doing it as a duty. We have to take care of our employees. It's our value system. But then when you really spending more, asking for a budget, spending more and more on wellness, after all, we are all in a business organization, and it will be appropriate for the CFO and the board to expect that the better wellness programs in our company should lead to some results. And the most commonly asked for result is the productivity. Later we can discuss it should lead to better retention or a better performance or better loyalty, those are things. But then this is one thing, the ROI is now being asked for. So this is where I'll stop. I said we have evolved from physical to financial and mental and legal. It just started. And there's a gap. It's more about reaction than proactivity or a preventive kind of thing has happened. And then the last one is there is a requirement that the wellness schemes and initiatives must be linked to some result. Not that everything, there should be some indication of the result. Companies doing more for wellness of employees, that companies are gaining or the employees are gaining, that should happen. So I'll stop here. Others.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. I agree to it because in the past organizations, I have seen that if the HR is not spending their employee well-being initiative budget in the first 2 quarters, depending on how the company has performed in the first half, if the CFO feels that he has to rein back the margin, then employee well-being is among the one of the top two budgets to cut. I can relate to it, Dr. Rao. Thank you. Shrirupa, I invite you to share your views on why you thought about legal as a critical aspect for workforce productivity and performance, and
Sure.
your journey and your philosophy of setting up legal care. Okay.
Sure, Adarsh. Thank you so much, and thank you, Dr. Rao, because you bring in decades of experience in looking at the HR departments and how it has evolved over time. And I completely agree with you that I think that wellness as a concept, while it is evolving, we have still not reached the definition of a complete wellness. Because as an individual, there are so many different aspects to what constitutes our wellness, right? So earlier it was thought that wellness is about physical health, right? So if a company gives us health insurance and tries to take care of the physical aspects, then that is wellness. Then during COVID, I think it evolved a little bit more in India, and we started to talk about mental wellness also. And that's so important because mental health has now become a very, very important pillar of wellness, and especially amongst the younger workforce, the Gen Z, the millennials, and also because there was a rise in distributed workforce where people were not meeting their colleagues. So, there was not that much of a bond that was getting created as it used to be in earlier times. So, mental wellness became important. Then physical and mental, and then there was financial also, which started to gain importance because when people don't know how to spend the money that they earn or how to invest the money that they earn, they will be in debt or in various kind of financial issues, even if they are working hard and earning money. And so financial wellness kind of encompasses that you take care of your finances so that it doesn't impact your physical and mental wellness. So some of these pillars actually impact each other. And Adarsh, to answer your question, why we came up with legal wellness is because, first of all, I'm a lawyer and I graduated law in 2013. And since then, I have been working in the space of access to legal, right? And what I've understood over the years is that people do not know what to do when they face a legal issue. And often it is a sensitive area where they can't even disclose it to their colleagues. For example, if someone has a very personal, family related legal issue, they will not want to discuss it with their boss or a lot of their colleagues because they'll have a little bit of shame associated with it. A lot of different kind of things will run on, so maybe they might share it with a very close friend or a very close colleague, but it will not go out beyond that. And what are the chances that that one or two people that they share it with will be the right person to advise them how to go forward, or the right person to find them the right lawyer, because they might themselves not know. So there is this kind of a problem. What happens is these are silent things that can affect productivity and wellness, but the employer will not know. The employer will see the outside markers that there's a loss, there's a dip in productivity, and they will ask the person perhaps that why is this happening. But what are the chances they are going to come and tell you that this is the reason I'm not being able to function properly? And unfortunately, in the last 1 year, a couple of these things actually came out in the news, and that's when people started realizing the importance. There were two white-collared employees of IT companies who actually, in the gravest scenario, took their lives because they had marital issues that were going on, which impacted their productivity in such a big way. And what happened is that, these marital issues, the divorce case, etc., is filed in the location where the marriage was registered, which is typically the hometown of the person. And then the person has traveled to a different city to work, right? So what happens is every time there's a court date, they might have to actually travel back and forth, right? And those kind of issues, when they don't know why things are taking so long, the with the marital issues is one example, of course. And I use this because this was the point where people have taken their lives, which is such an important thing for employers to address, that your employees are suffering silently to the point where this has happened. And we felt that we could solve for this issue. Uh, Apart from the grave issues, there are, legal is very multifaceted. So you can have property related concerns, especially again coming back to the migration point of view, where people are coming from different cities to another city to set up their homes, etc. And they don't know the local language, they don't know local lawyers. So, how do you navigate the process when you don't know any of that? And then what happens is you're basically taking off time from work, which could have been spent in productive work, and you're spending all that time in trying to address these issues. And then we have the Gen Zs and the early workforce, whose issues are different, right? For them, it's a rental agreement, and their example is that my security deposit is not being refunded, right? But it might sound like a small issue to some of us, but for them, it's a big issue because it's like their first. Paycheck, and they're literally they don't want to be fleeced, they don't want to be taken for a ride, and they can't afford great legal help or lawyers. They don't know where to go. Or for them, it's also something like I bought something on an e-commerce platform and I can't get a refund, right? So and it spans. And we actually then thought that we will extend this also to the family members of the employees, and therefore we also cover senior citizens, right? And senior citizens, they have their own issues around inheritance, on wills, on estate planning, on and other kinds of maybe services that they have opted for, which were not up to the mark, and they also want to get access to help within their doorstep, because for them going to one place to another to find help is a challenge. So to kind of sum up, what is the vision? The vision is to basically address wellness from a very comprehensive angle, where legal access to legal help can then reduce your chances of having wellness issues in financial, in physical, and mental. Because as I mentioned, and as we see it, all of these are interlinked. Thank you, Adarsh.
Thank you, Shrirupa.
Others, before you come in,
Yeah.
I want to compliment Sri Rupa. I mean, see, just make it so clear to me. Now I realize so much of time is consumed by employees in attending to these small legal issues. And some people take leave, some people are on office duty, but they're bothered. So that is, and then that classification I liked. So legal is not same for all. A newcomer, it is buying a flat. And for a person due to retire or absolutely old, he's thinking about that will. No, I mean, the different kinds, no? I must compliment Sirupa over to others.
Yeah.
I
Thank you,
I
sir.
couldn't resist. I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
My first employer was Cognizant, and I think it was Gordon who was the HR head at that point of time, and he had a habit of writing emails to employees on a periodic basis. And there's one line that, or one email that I still remember where he talked about, I think he noticed that this way back in 2006. I think he noticed that during the first week, a lot of employees used to take time off to pay their telephone bills because postpaid was still popular, or the electricity or water bills in the first week. So in the office in Chennai, what he did was he established a set of kiosk where in which within the office park itself, an employee can go and do this or make the payments. Essentially, you are not really taking your time off from work. And the email that he wrote after launching this, he said that you give 100% of your mind and your heart to the company, everything else will take care of it. And that is something that stayed with me. That line of his has always stayed with me from 2006. And when I met Shivupa in February, and when she was articulating her vision, and I could recollect and connect, not only because of his statement, but also because of the hassles that I had to go through, and some way I still go through when I bought my first house. I think it's a very expensive investment to learn the nooks and corners of buying a property in Bangalore, and I could really, immediately relate to the problems that she was trying to address. So thank you, Shrirupa, and thank you, Dr. Rao. What we now will have is till 11:30 a panel discussion where we can perhaps extend further on the threads that both of you have started. And I will invite the audience to start engaging or start participating in the conversation through the chat. And if there are points that we can take it in the chat, we will do that. Otherwise, we will ask the panelists directly from 11:30 onwards. So, Dr. Rao, the first question is to you. From your vantage point, what gaps still remain in the existing well-being programs that CHROs must address in the next few years?
One is they should go to the proactive mode, the investment mode, the preventive mode. That's number one. Number two is they must go for complete wellness. Now, while Sri Rupa was talking about the legal wellness, I remembered seeing statistics that people, how much if you take care of the legal wellness, the retention will improve, their productivity will improve. So it can be established now. I'm able to realize, and also I know about a few companies doing this. So wonderful. Then the second gap is one I said is the preventive mode or the proactive mode. That's one. The second gap is take it is the complete wellness. The third is link. You must be some ROI. So return on investment, no, in terms of productivity and all. Then, and probably one more gap is CHROs tend to fit everybody to one scheme. It that may not be. So each person has got a different need. You can create a platform, and I'll come and tell you what is my need. Instead of saying that you give a solution that everybody start using, I'll not. I'm not married. I do not want the solution of something else. So that's what I feel these are the four gaps.
Thank you, sir. Shri, legal well-being is something which is quite new to India. That is something that you are trying to pioneer as a concept. Why do you believe this is the next frontier for progressive employers?
Right. Thanks, Adarsh. So, when we started off, we obviously knew that there is a big gap in the access to legal for every individual in this country. Okay, so we came from the I don't come from the HR space. So I come from the legal space. So I understand that, there is a big problem that people are facing, even businesses are facing when they have to access lawyers in this country. And we know what the problems are, you don't get updates in time or you get taken for a ride. And lot of different problems are there. We try to solve for that problem. Then we said, okay, if this is a problem that individuals are facing, the individuals who are at work are also facing the same problem. And then we try to find data around how much time is it taking for them, right, away from work, etc. And while not too much of study had been done in India, the great thing was that we saw a parallel on this in the US, for example, where more than 300 companies out of the Fortune 500 companies have actually taken legal support. So legal well-being is a very well-entrenched concept in the US. It's not new, it's been there for a few decades. And most employers there have some kind of legal support program for their employees. So that was something that encouraged us to think that, okay, so this is something which has worked elsewhere also. Then we said, how do we find data around employees' legal support in India? And we did a survey along with NHRD, right, the National Human Resource Development Network. And in that survey, the data came out, which is that 89% of the employees report that they have lesser stress when they are given, if they are given some kind of legal support. While that was not there, they said that they would like it. And more than 60% reported having some kind of legal issue in the last 1 or 2 years, which means that it could be as small as, the traffic police stopping you, to a large one like a marital issue. I'm sorry, Adarsh, are we losing you? Okay,
No,
all
no,
right.
no.
Yeah. So it could be a big one, it could be a small one. More than 60% have reported that they had a legal issue. So the numbers then speak for themselves when we did this survey, that the white collared employees of India are also facing legal issues, and 89% are saying that we would benefit from such kind of a program. And that then, kind of spurred us on into action. And one more thing is that we did a pilot with a large corporation, and the results of that were fascinating. So, while normally in employee assistance programs, in the first year, there is like an adoption rate of 15%. So, 15% of them will take up some kind of utilization of that benefits that is provided by the employer. For us, it was more than 30% in the first year, which is more than 2x of what was seen in other kind of employee assistance programs. And that then showed us that there is a latent need which was not known. And without taking any names, I will tell you that recently we did a kiosk in that corporate, and we did a direct one-on-one interaction with the employees on what kind of legal help they need. And one of them even mentioned that one of his bank accounts was frozen by the economic offenses wing. Now, these kind of things, we normally think that only business people will have these issues, but even an employee has an issue like this, and the colleagues would know about it. So, it's so multifaceted, and more than anything, I think the response we got from our customers, from the users of the programs, that has been a game changer for us, an eye opener for us. And we are very, inspired to reach out to colleagues and employees in all the corporations. That's why we thought that we will do this.
Thank you, Shri. In fact, another research of ours, I'm sure she will talk about in detail. What we found was that we surveyed close to around 2,000 working professionals across the country in the month of June, July. And what was found was that on an average, from the time of thinking about an issue to discovering a lawyer to actually engaging a lawyer, an employee on an average spends to close to 172 hours in a year. And that roughly translates to 21 working days, which is equivalent to a 1 month of 1 month if you're looking at the business days. And yes, what Dr. Rao and earlier and Shri was now saying is that it's something that occupies a mind space of most workforce, and because of the nature in which our employment, by which we are moving from cities to cities, we don't really have the support system. There's an entirely different way the things happen in a particular city on getting your legal stuff done. I think more often than not, you are left to handle it yourself, not knowing what's the direction that you need to take. In fact, to Shree's earlier point, when we went to that client of ours, there were even cases where in which people have been waiting to file a suit for 10 years, and it's not a small amount. It's a financial case, and it's a huge amount, and the person did not know how to go about it. Despite the fact that he was quite a senior person in the organization, so you will expect some amount level of maturity. But this issue of helplessness is not just limited to entry level workforce; it's actually all pervasive right across the organization. Thank you,
And
Shri.
others, just to add to that,
Yeah.
the funny thing was that when we offered this to the corporates, our first buy-ins were from the CHRO and then the head of employee benefits. So we've got like legal cases from the top leadership as well. And you would think that they have the resources to get the best of the best lawyers, but they are struggling as well,
Yeah.
right? And without divulging too much, like these financial frauds also, when they started coming, now people are a little more proactive, but we've
Yeah.
seen even top leadership sometimes fall prey to that and other kinds of issues. So it actually really spans across, and it's not a money issue. It's not something that, hey, I've got the money so I can solve for this. And so that has been another eye opener for all of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dr. Rao, coming to you, you briefly spoke about the importance of a CFO and the kind of questions that he or she asks on employee well-being initiatives. Could you help us understand, in your experience, what's the best approach for any HR person, whether it's HR head or benefits person or CHRO, to build a business case for any employee well-being initiative that he or she would like to try within the company, where you are actually building stakeholder buy-in, including your CFO?
No, first thing for an HR is, like you did a survey,
Yeah.
it is a generic survey, a global survey. We should do our own survey in our
Okay.
own company. I mean, so you should ask people what kind of legal things are bothering you. Do you take leave for that? Do you still, for how long these things? So, I mean, it's a little customization, and that also, no, employees feel great that we are taking care of them, asking them. Then design the wellness scheme. No, in a lighter vein, Sri Rupa should not assist employees in filing cases against us in the company. No, 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 in a lighter
Yeah,
vein.
that's actually excluded, sir.
That
So
is
that there are two things which are
a
excluded. One is employees' disputes with employers, and the second thing is anything that goes against the national interest is
yes,
excluded.
that's true. Okay. Now
So,
coming to this is one. Uh, any scheme that we make, for example, in HR, see, gone are those days that these are all culture, these are all happiness. You can't quantify. See, after all, we are in business. While we'll do take care of the employees, that is employee care, there has to be some linkage to the result. Or some can be direct, some can be indirect. So one thing will be is the productivity goes up. You see, when you are not bothered with those issues in your mind when you are at work, so the productivity should go up. The second will be the retention should go up. People know this company takes care of us, not only physical, financial, mental wellness, they also take care of our legal wellness. So your commitment to that company, loyalty to the company, that definitely goes up. And the last one is the branding goes up. So when the branding goes up, the talent acquisition is easy. So the societal rating of the company, the overall, the employability rating or the company branding rate. So those will be thing. So we have to make a case. So we can do reverse, that how many employees are stressed out because of these reasons, how many employees are leaving because of these reasons. So you can take from there. The other one is, after implemented this, what improvements have done. Employee engagement score has gone up, retention has improved, productivity has gone improved. So talent acquisition is easier. So I mean, we can do both ways. So we have to do that. CHRO should do, can do.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. In fact, one thing that we have done at Legal Care is to, while we don't have access to employee workforce, so what we did as part of when we did that survey among the working professionals in June, July, what we also did was we attempted to quantify the impact that our services can have. And how we did were on two ways. One, from a cost aspect, like for example, if an employee is taking time off from work, then what's the impact that can have from an employee cost perspective? And on a second way is that if your person is not working for you for a few hours in a day, then what's the revenue opportunity cost that can have? And what we found was that on an average for a workforce of 1,000, a company with 1,000 people in India, it can vary anywhere between 3.45 CR to 10.3 CR, depending on which model that you take and depending on which industry that you come from. And what we have also done is that our methodology is available in a white paper in our website. So if you are wondering what impact that it will have in your organization if you have to extend something like this to your workforce, the entire mathematics is given in the annexure. So you can go through it and input your own data and get a sense of it. Thank you, Dr. Rao, on that part. Shri, could you help from your experience? I mean, I know Legal Care has been there for like close to 18 months now. What are the real life use cases that you have seen where employees have benefited by through the timely legal support that you were able to provide?
Yeah. So, Adarsh, one of the things that I think one needs to mention here is that we are giving legal support through a tech-based app,
Yeah.
right? So the first thing is that when today everything it comes to your doorstep within minutes, even groceries delivered, we see within 10 minutes, right? So, people are used to something on demand. It's not that we just provide them the support, but we provide it on demand. How this works is that colleagues have to log into a platform and raise a request. And if they mark it as an emergency, then within 1 or 2 hours, the lawyer will call them,
Okay.
right? And this kind of timelines are absolutely unheard of in India. And if they don't mark it as an emergency, then also we ensure that within 12 working hours, a lawyer will call you back. And how we do this is within the tech app, the person has to fill in the problem statement and also attach any documents, etc., that they have, which can support that. So the more information they put, the easier it is for us to kind of engage, and we take it forward from there. And now with AI coming in, we will actually do conversational. So the AI will ask them, "Hello, what's your problem?" They will fill in the details and give the documents, and from that point onwards, it will be also AI driven and human driven, both, right? So both have to work together, and so that is the way we provide the access. Now, coming to what kind of issues, we have identified more than 35 categories across which legal issues can range for an individual. So it can range from, property to notarization to civil to name change to traffic to criminal issues, some kind of criminal case they have to file for some reason, financial, then there is inheritance will, all of those things, and consumer also, buying or selling of things which have an impact, as well as contractual. So for example, money lending, which is like something that we do, in India, like somebody asks us, can you lend me some amount of money, and we've done it, and it can be a big amount for us, and then they don't return it, right? But people don't realize that even an oral contract that I will return your money constitutes a binding promise. It's a binding oral contract, and that's a contractual breach. So all kinds of these kind of issues which fall under 35 plus categories are getting covered. And in the future, we can also extend some kind of support to small business owners, right? Startup owners, their issues are different. They have corporate legal issues, but right now we are focusing on individuals, and that spans across 35 issues. And some part I had already mentioned, like people coming from different places and their issues are originating in that local area. So just to give you a sense, even if it's a tier 2, tier 3 city of India or a town of India, we have actually got on ground lawyers across all the districts of India. So even if someone's coming from Junjunu to Bangalore to work and their issue has occurred in Junjunu, we'll be able to give them a lawyer in that area. Please look it up where it is. So yeah, so the idea is no place is too remote for us,
All
right?
right.
Even Assam or Meghalaya or wherever. And this is the era of migratory, workforce. Unlike in the previous era, right? Dr. Rao, in when you were actively working, there would have been people who are working in their hometowns or their places, but now it's just a
No,
big
not there.
shift towards the big cities, right? So what happens is then they lose the control of the things that are happening in those places from where they've come from. So it's both, right? I need support for that place because I can't physically be there. And I want updates in time so that I don't have to rely that, oh, my lawyer is not responding. How do I get them to respond? Those kind of issues. So we are the middle layer and we are answerable to the employer because if we don't perform, the employer doesn't renew us next year, right? So for us, it's important that each employee, each person has a great experience, and that's the middle layer where we come in and we say we are going to manage all these lawyers who are not responding to you, and we are going
Yeah.
to make sure that you have a great experience and everything is on your app, so you don't have to go anywhere. Yeah.
Thank you,
I have
Shri.
noted two things, others. One is the promptness.
Yeah.
See, no, in life, no, anybody, immediately somebody is calling me. He might not solve my problem, but somebody is listening to me. What is the problem? The problem. Number two is the reach. Look, and I'm like somebody is working in US, and then his parents are staying in a village. So the parents need some legal help, no? Maybe it's some tax or something. So that's very good. That reach and that promptness, they're very impressive.
Thank you, sir. So one question that we have is like, if you have to advise a CHRO with a limited budget, where should he or she prioritize the well-being initiatives today?
You see, if you have got a limited budget, my always recommendation will be on the mental wellness first,
Okay.
the emotional mental wellness first. I mean, if to start with, that has to be number one because people should be stress free. They should work peacefully. They can give those 8 hours with full attention and all. So to ability to be with so naturally the mental wellness will be my priority. But then but this legal one I've seen, it is not much, but it bothers more. Small issues, it continuously bothers you. I mean, this is something which will bothers you a lot. So, I mean, that it doesn't cost also much. I mean, as I understand from Sri Rupa, it's not a very expensive thing. It's not a very expensive thing, providing that and all. And the ROI is very high, I would see. The ROI is very high. The money that you spend and the benefit that you get quite high. So I would take those. And no, for so far as the physical, financial and all, there is so much of awareness is already there. No, people can take care of themselves, going to the gym, going for a walk, the financial management, wealth managers, lots are available. These two very important because I will not go to any counselor and my manager will know what is bothering you more. And these two I will spend on these two, the mental wellness and the legal wellness, if the
Thank you.
budget is.
Yeah. Thank you. Shri, I know I mean, we are living the world of AI, and I understand that legal care, there is some progressive investments being done in to incorporate AI into the platform, into the service. Could you give us an idea about what is the vision related to using more AI in the platform so that the customers are kept happy and you can scale the platform as well?
Sure. So, Adarsh, as I said, when we started, it was a platform where they could raise a request and then the platform connects them to the right lawyer. So the whole hassle that you mentioned of trying to find the right lawyer, which itself takes 170 hours on an average, will is now solved for, right, in minutes, right? So that was the first problem that we set out to solve, and the promptness and the quality and those kind of things. Now, as we scale, we see that the more lawyers you bring into the system, the more human intervention is there from our side also in managing. So that's where AI can come in, and AI we are investing in to build systems where we can monitor the work quality, the updates, right, without human intervention. That's very important. So, to mention one or two aspects like how much time did it take for the first call to go? How much time did it take for the first draft to go? Right now, we are still in a little bit of a manual process. Somebody's seeing that, okay, from this date to this date, okay, which can all be seen on the platform. But in the future, it is agentic. Agentic AI, what we hear about all the time is that an agent comes in and does the work of a human.
Yeah.
Now, it can be so beneficial. We only think of AI as job loss, right? But it is so beneficial because you look at the fact that lawyers will still have the work. But now there is a system in place which is scalable, which can then see, how are the services going on, and flag it if something is not going in the proper way, to flag it. And that's the place where we see that we can scale this to as many people, and agentic AI will look at the issues, and then if something is going too long or something is not going right, it will flag it and say, legal care, you need to look at this. Why is it
Yeah.
not resolving
True.
even at so
Very.
much time, right? At the same time, we will also create tools for lawyers. So today, if it takes a lawyer, for example, 2 hours to do the work, in the future it should take them 10 minutes, right? And we've already built those kind of tools within the platform where drafting automation is happening, where if you key in certain things, the draft comes, and then the lawyer just has to see that, okay, this is fine or not. And that's where the human judgment becomes more important, and the grunt work can then be replaced, right? So human skill and human judgment, nobody can take that away, and they will come in and they will do that kind of work, and that is when they will also be able to deliver more value to their clients and to our clients as well, right? So these are some of the things, others, where we are actively working on.
Thank you. Dr. Rao, for multi-generational and diverse workforces, how do we ensure that well-being programs are inclusive and future-proof?
No, in fact, when Sri Rupa started, she said, we have a basket of offerings. So that's where I picked up, and my mind worked also, and I'm now able to resonate. So as we grow in the organization in terms of our age, the needs are also different. So the initial years, maybe it is a marriage certificate. No, that's very important, no? So, or maybe the housing, no, the flat registration and other things. Then comes this birth certificate and all. I mean, there were small things, but they bother. They take a lot of our time. Then the passport, the renewals, and those things and all. And then when we grow older and all, then there'll be some financial issues. Will be there. We might have made some investment somewhere, something, or the consumer cases and all will happen. And when we grow older, so some claims that we draw, some insurance claim or some other claim, or it can be will, it can be property distribution, those kind of things will come. So it has to be a bit customized. We can't, that's what I think Sri Rupa has also mentioned. Your platform will be open and it will be customized. So that will be there. So that's what I meant by inclusive. You can't offer one scheme to all that everybody should do the right a will. It doesn't make any sense to somebody who just joined. No,
Right.
will doesn't make any sense to him or need for him that.
Thank you, sir, for extending that point. What you are, how do we, so how does the HR function prioritize that need then? Because in the past, what we tend to see is that certain benefits are leaning more towards the seniors in the organization. But how do you bring parity to it for well-being initiatives for all workforce?
Okay, no, that's a good point. Now, that's a good point. Sometimes, no, there is a facility and only few use. Some facility only men use, some facility only women use. These things happen. These things happen. It is not always equal. It is always, it's the equity. No, it
Okay.
may be a small thing, but it may be bothering you much. It's a
Yeah.
big thing, but the botheration will be less. So it will be, when you come to the equity, it will even out. It will even out. But then that's what I said. We should do a survey of amongst the employees, finding out that what kind of legal issues you have, or you had in the past, which took away your time. You have to take leave, or you are feeling bothered here, or your family members feeling bothered. That gives you a basket of issues that you have. And then when you are doing a platform, we are not saying that everybody has to take this availability. Anything that you have will be doing it. And I don't think employees will bother much that oh, he had two cases, I have one case. They will not talk. They understand. They'll understand.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. Shri, there's a question from the chat. What are the implications of providing indemnification to third parties, such as vendors or partners?
Okay. So this is typically a corporate legal question or a small business owner. So just for everybody's sake, what is indemnification? So indemnification is where you basically provide compensation or damages to an injured party. And that injured party is provided that compensation because of an act or omission of yours which led to a loss on their part. So it is typically there in multiple contracts. For example, let's say there is a buyer and a seller, and the seller is saying, I will indemnify you in case you suffer any loss because of my products, right? Normally, sellers don't provide this kind of a clause unless somebody asks them for it, because it's a very big thing to say that if you have a loss, then I'll provide you with that kind of thing. Now the question is, could you repeat the question again?
What are the implications of providing indemnification to third parties, such as vendors or partners?
So the implications is that if they have a loss, which can occur actually, for any kind of reason, the reasons can be anything, then one has to provide them with the suitable compensation, basically making good the loss. So if they suffer a loss of X amount, then that loss has to be repaired by the indemnifier, and that's the implication. Uh, Maybe we can ask the person to like specify what kind of
No, it's a general
indemnity.
question that Ashwini has asked.
Okay.
Ashwini, from a practical perspective, from my experience, there are two things to consider. One is that we in the indemnification clause we limit the maximum amount to the maximum possible contract value of that particular contract, so that
Yeah, that's called limitation of liability,
yeah,
which is
you limit
also
the
in.
liability there.
Yep.
Second thing, from a all practical aspect, a lot depends on who are the parties. Like for example, you are if I am a small vendor and I am working with a large MNC company, then I may not even have much say in altering that standard indemnity or limitation clause, which can make it fair for both parties. Because most organizations work with a standard template, which would have been approved by the legal department after months of work, and to to even for them to consider small change, the entire process can get pushed by months. So a lot depends on the parties in play, and also a lot depends on the where the parties come from. So this, I mean, if you look at two parties from India, their behavior will be different when we're looking at a party from India versus somebody from, say, Israel or US. Uh, uh, so all this also come into picture. Uh, uh, we can take. I really appreciate Dr. Rao and Shriruba to sharing their views, responding the questions. If there are questions that the audience can have at this point of time, we are happy to take them.
Yeah, I think there were a few questions in the earlier part also on the chat, Adarsh, that I can see.
Yes. There's one question as to how do you handle uh, uh, what legal measures can individual take to protect their mental health and emotional well-being, particularly in situation like workplace stress.
That's a great question. And as I mentioned to Dr. Rao, that we do not handle any workplace
Anything
disputes,
employee versus employer.
employer or colleague, right? But actually, just a small, thing that we actually do have a chatbot where one can ask questions related to the company policies, which we offer as a separate module. It is not part of the employee assistance program. It is not part of that employee benefits program. It's a separate module which we give to HRs, saying that if your employees have a question on the policies or they have questions relating to legal or HR policies, they can ask a question
Yeah.
over there. So they can get a quick answer, like a chat GPT kind of a thing where they can get a quick answer. They can get the link of the policy also. But beyond that, I think how to sue your
No,
boss is outside the purview of what we
yeah.
are doing. But
That's
in
not the
general,
intent. No? That's not the
yeah, but
intent
in
to.
general, what one can do is there are workplace disputes that people can, have, and ex-employees especially do tend to take them up. There are labor commissioners,
Yeah.
the labor courts are there. And I'm sure Dr. Rao would have seen some of that in his experience as well. And HR professionals typically spend a lot of effort in trying to see that those kind of things don't come up or how they can be mitigated. And that's how it is. Dr. Rao, you have anything to share on that from your
No,
experience?
I'm so see, when you do more about wellness, when you focus more about wellness, these things will recede over a period. See, when I'm taking care of your mental wellness, I will not do anything that will cause stress. No, so if you sometimes know uh, no employer will cause stress. No, but then
Knowingly,
stress
at least they
happens
will not want to.
unknowingly.
Yeah.
But then stress happens. Stress happens. So you have to find out the reason for stress. It can be a competency issue. It can be an effort issue. It can be a boss issue. It can be something bothering me in issue. So those kind of conversations will help. Will help. It definitely help. But then, as you said, there are courts available. If there is a discrimination, there is a victimization. So those things will always there. But then over a period, I have seen in my life that the modern line managers, modern HR managers are more caring, more proactive. It's not like fixing. It's not no such things happen now. People are very transparent and caring. They all started believing that. I'm using Hindi for the first time. व्यवहार ठीक रहेगा तो व्यापार जग पीछे पीछे आएगा. So people are focusing on the व्यवहार part. That's a good trend.
All
Any
right.
other question, Adarsh?
Just waiting.
No
Going through
Yeah,
the
problem.
chat.
maybe we can also open the floor for people to raise the
Yeah.
hand to
Yes,
directly
please.
ask. I would
Yeah,
love
you
to
can.
see
No.
that
First,
interaction.
see if there is anything in chat. Otherwise,
Chat,
we'll take
yeah.
anything else in the chat. I think you have been answering. I saw others online.
Yes.
Some of them.
Yes. So Pankaj was speaking about understanding this need for legal well-being through a survey. That is something that he also has commented.
Yeah, that we already
Okay.
done. No? We have to do a survey.
Yes. If you have questions,
I
please raise
had
your.
one, I had seen one question, I don't know, where somebody said that if people are taking time to find a solution, does that not make them better or some resilient or something like that? Some question like that.
Okay. No, I
Uh,
think somebody raised hand. Kumuda Rao.
Yeah, that question was by me.
Okay.
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 Yeah, so Kumuda, I think that anything which requires a lot of hard work and stress, if you survive it, there's a saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." So I think by definition that is the case. But sometimes it
No.
might kill you, as I mentioned. It
Yeah,
has
no.
happened, and nobody knew that would happen. And unfortunately, we don't want such things. And the second thing is, even with the best help that legal care or anyone else can provide, right? There is a thing that we also don't have control on. For example, court timelines, right? We can only,
Yeah.
for example, accelerate it. That also, a good lawyer versus a bad lawyer. A good lawyer will finish your case
Yeah.
in 40 to 50% lesser time than a lawyer who is going on taking adjournments. Now, these
Yes.
are small things that makes a difference. but even then you will still be a participant and you will have to put in some effort. And most of the people who come for legal support, they're already so hassled that I think that for them just getting some kind of support eases them. And I think that it will eventually anyway give them more resilience just to navigate that process, whether they have the
Yeah.
help or not. It's like saying that
Yeah.
I didn't go to a doctor and therefore my white blood cells and my immunity became stronger. I didn't take any medicine. Versus that, oh, I don't have an option right now. I have to take the medicine. So I
Uh,
Yeah.
think it's
True.
like
I
that.
agree. See, I'm myself going through a property legal case, and I know the how much it time takes, how I should explain the
Yeah. Yeah.
point. I
Right.
in fact learned how to communicate with a lawyer in the whole process. Okay, that was my best
Okay.
learning. Though
That's a
That's
nice
good.
thing.
I was communicating with company related matters to the lawyer with respect to property and legal. It was a different set of lawyers. They come with their own challenges, and that
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
my best learning there.
Yeah.
Okay, now
great.
That's
coming back to I just it's kind of a, probably not I don't know whether it's relevant or not. So I was talking to my friend who works in a pharma industry. She is a microbiological scientist there. Okay, so she said she made a recent change. So I asked her, why did you make change? It's all the same job for you researchers, right? You said there are some benefits. Okay, so I asked, what are the benefits? I get 2 times snacks in the office. So that made me to think: is this the only the IT industry which is trying to pamper, employees with so many benefits, or is it across the industry? Was one question that, because I don't have exposure on the non-IT industry side, I'm more on the IT industry side. Now, second thing, right? Uh, all this, we can provide at the good times where the company is having good cash flow. But when how do we still give or sustain these benefits even when the company's cash flow is not so good, or companies who can't afford the full-fledged services like what we are discussing today but still give some support? How do we operate
yeah.
in those edge cases?
Great question. I think I'll take that. So, Kumoda, as you rightly said, I'll answer the second question first. Uh, while we target large companies as of now, right, because they have the budgets, they have the stability to offer something like this to their employees, we do believe that even smaller companies, eventually we want to offer it to them as well. And in terms of budget, right, it's a very small sum of money that the company invests per employee on something like what we are doing. I cannot speak for the other benefit providers, but we say that it costs less than the cost of a pizza, right, for the whole year, right, for them. So just like your friend said that I'm getting 2 times snacks, so maybe wo 2 time ke jagah it might become not even 1 time snack for the whole year. It'll just be one office party, that pizza that didn't was not there, but for the rest it was there, and instead of that all the employees got legal support, right? So less than a cost of a pizza for the whole year, and then they get the support, right? So cost is not something which is very high at the employer side. Second is we also do offer copay options. So even when the times are bad, as you mentioned, the employer can sponsor part of it and the employee can sponsor a part of it. And thirdly, employees have to pay for the advanced level. So all the litigation costs and all, we don't want the companies to bear. We want companies to only think of the first
Okay.
level access, the fast advice
Yeah.
on time, and then the management of the entire piece, right? But if
When the deeper level, the employee has to bear.
employee has to
It's
pay,
a
so
co-pay. It's a
it's a
co-pay or
copay model.
hybrid, a
Yeah,
co-pay or hybrid model.
yeah,
Can I add something on a very
sure.
general thing? I did a session in Chennai when the great resignation happened. Large number of people, they left the organizations and all that. At the time there was a panic happened. Then we had a roundtable with CHROs and some CXOs and all. Many people went and they came back. So it was a very interesting conclusion happened. Money was not the reason, not the benefits. Finally, people who went and came back, that was the test of it. The three things clicked: grace, space, and peace. Respect to the employee, flexibility in the organization, peace of mind. That was more important than these 2 meals or 1 snack or the gym membership and all. More than this, I mean, they're all important, but the predominantly the value adding or the distinguishing factors for these: grace, space, and peace. It's a collective view, 30 CHROs.
Yeah, that's a great point. And one more thing, Kumuda, just to add on, is that while the snacks can then be offered by any company, right? Here I'm getting snacks 2 times, somebody is giving me 3 times, it becomes very transactional.
No, no, no.
But,
My
Yes.
question there was,
ultimately we want to,
sorry. My question there was, see, my friend was happy that she was getting 2 times
No,
snacks.
no,
She
it's
had
fine. It may
no
be true
other
also.
that's
It may be
her,
true.
that's
expectations.
what she's
But
interested. Yeah.
yeah, in the IT industry, we provide people so many
Ah,
things, right? But still, people are not happy with their employers. They still have more demands. They still put so many things in him. See, for
yeah.
example, we provide say 25K towards wellness reimbursements. So people come and say, no, this is very less in this market, right?
I
So it's a very challenge
because
even
he's
when you're
pointing
providing them.
very the end, and I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
have
where is
money.
the
How
end?
do I?
So
So
I
that's
think
what
more than
no.
money, that's where innovation comes in. Like I
That's
said,
when
that it's not a question of I can give 30,000 or 50,000. It's a question of, not too many people were giving legal, but we give it. And
yeah,
that's also sometimes a differentiation factor. It could be anything else, legal because I
yeah,
do it, we do it. But it could be anything that maybe somebody else is not even thought of. And that this
yeah.
employer is
So
thinking
innovation.
becomes something that the employee will see, wow, they really actually care about us. It's
Yeah,
not just that they're
yeah,
giving us just money to spend and do.
yeah,
And one of the things, again, just to mention, the companies that we have worked with, if somebody's case is going on for 3 years, right, they probably might stick around because legal care is
yeah,
taking care of that. I mean, it's
yeah.
a very blunt way of saying it, but they know that my access to this support system that I've
Yeah.
got for the entire duration of this matter will cease when I
Well,
walk out, right?
Yeah,
well
that was
said.
But
Well said.
just
exactly
to
my
give,
next question was, if does it the support cease, we know if we leave the company. How
yes,
does the your
they
support?
have to, they can take it forward directly with the lawyer, and then they have to
Okay.
engage directly, but the
Yeah,
support will cease. In the initial part we said that we will do some amount of support
yeah.
because we are very new, but
That's
I mean,
yeah,
as we scale we can't do that, right? And that is also a differentiation. It's all about, in today's world, I feel that if everybody is doing something, then one has to stand out and do something different, because otherwise there's no end to it. Like it can't
yeah.
be
There's no end to
monetary
it.
alone. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Others, any other thing I have?
uh, the Vedu has made a comment. Maybe if you have anything to add to it or comment on top of it, I welcome it. He's saying that nowadays talents are behind benefits, and it is all about the respect inside the company. I think
Hmm.
nowadays the benefits trend has changed in different prospects.
Yes, yes. I mean, beyond a point, the money is not the motivator. I am very clear now. Clear now. People want peace of mind. Peace of mind. People want the flexibility. People want that respect for those things. I mean, they are more important. I'm not saying money is not important. So the people will not be led for benefits and some small ijas. Any
Yes.
other question you have?
Not so. There are some comments where people are appreciating for the grace, space, peace
Okay,
statement
okay,
that
good.
you coined.
Thank you.
I will make one analogy, Kumulu, to your earlier question. I think it's in a way, well-being initiatives are like investing in stock, right? When the market is going down, a good investor will put in more money and buy more stocks. He'll stay put. He'll stay invested. He's not going to withdraw the investments because the market is falling. Now the question is, how do you convince the organizations to stay put in the commitment towards well-being initiatives? And for that, I personally feel that there are two things which are important, and both are interrelated to each other. One is the CHRO himself or herself, where in which she can actually stamp her foot down on what she wants, and and to aid that stand that he or she will take is the business case she has built. And as long as you are able to demonstrate ROI, not only at the time of building the business case for any well-being initiative, but following it up with metrics to track uh, uh, as the initiatives are going forward and showing your commitment to that initiative, so that the other stakeholders who are there in the organization, whether it's a finance or your sales officer or your CEO himself or herself, that becomes very important, so that they see that vision that you have and therefore bind to it. Uh, Thank you, all of you, for the
Adarsh, before
yeah.
we wrap up, I
Yeah.
would love to know if anyone has had a personal legal issue and their experience. It's always great for me to see that kind of those kind of questions. If anyone can,
But I would recommend those should go to you directly.
but we might not be in their company right now.
No, no, they will write to you. You are now very popular.
ठीक है सर, थोड़ा
No,
सुन
no,
लेते हैं, फिर उनको
no,
बोलेंगे
no.
कि आप आ जाओ प्लेटफॉर्म पे.
I
I
would,
think
I
Pankaj ji
would
has something
definitely love to
from.
share, because I've gone through hell for last 2 years.
Okay.
See, this is
No, no,
what
we can.
motivates me. Now you know, sir, why I'm doing this. Because the moment somebody says ki legal problem, bolega, I've been going through hell for these many years, these
Yes,
many
sure.
months.
I know.
That is what, I always get my motivation when I hear these stories. It's unbelievable in every place. Please share.
I know. I know.
It's
I think
Shilpa,
primarily property issue in the family
Pankaj ji
basically.
wants to say something.
okay.
Pankaj.
Shilpa, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, thank you. Nothing much. So it's just since we are talking about a corporate setup, just talk about a corporate setup. Early 2000, I was working with a recruitment company.
Hmm.
Okay. So there was some forum called FOHRC, Forum of HR Consultants. I don't know, Dr. Rao may remember it. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so my company was a part of that forum. And since I was representing my company, so we used to have regular meetings and all. It was all India forum. And once for forum, some kind of malpractice was going on. Some other, I'll not mention the company, and some other placement consultants were, financial irregularities. So apparently that issue was discussed, and eventually somehow that issue reached to that particular consultant. He was a very powerful person. Okay. So what he did, he not only lodged a police complaint against all the members who are attending that particular meeting, but it came by name. So warrants were issued in my name also, though I was representing a meeting on behalf of that particular company. That was unexpected, unwarranted. So you are sitting in the office, you realize one police guy has come, and those days, early 2000, no digital warrants. Guy will come with the paper in the handset, thing. Or literally, you say that hiding that, they said, sir, don't come out of the office, but then the cops sitting outside. So
Hmm.
that kind of mental trauma. Then I did come out of the office that full day, and he eventually the evening went back. Then we had to hire a lawyer, go for anti-predatory bail, and all that kind of drama. Okay, so which is unnecessarily unwanted. And eventually,
Yeah, yeah.
this was not me, it was some 40 members who attended a meeting, and he could manage to get the warrant issued to all 40 of them. Okay, only because we
Right.
are doing a professional work. So those kind of
Yeah,
things unnecessarily, drains you of physically and mentally
Yeah,
and financially.
absolutely.
true.
Yeah, and sometimes what helps is a lawyer on call. Just saying, somebody जो जल्दी से आपको बोल
Yeah,
देगा कि
yeah.
Correct.
warrant issue हुआ है, what
क्या
should you
करें?
be
Like it's
doing?
like having a family doctor.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yes.
So we are working towards that level of
yeah, that's
support for even corporates.
true.
But yeah, I mean, I'll give another example. Even for corporates, right? Non-bailable warrants can be issued if a consumer can file an execution petition, for
Yeah.
example,
Correct.
right? So
So you do,
sometimes
I
those
mean,
people
so
have to
this legal care is for employees, but you also, I think, with your lawyers and
support
all, you can help
employers. Yeah, we do. We
corporates.
do
Correct.
have to do that.
No, that's a good point. Others, if there's nothing for me
Yeah, we
straight,
can close.
I want a little excuse. But then if there are any questions, I would be too happy to answer. You can share my mail ID also
Yeah, sure.
to anybody who are registered who could not come. Or they can
I want to
also
point
reach.
out one thing, sir, which I found very fascinating, is that your initials are also the initials of your company, and you found a great acronym for it.
Yeah.
GP Rao is also Good People Relations. I found
Yeah.
that fascinating that you've come up with something which actually encapsulates what you do
Thank you.
within
Thank
your
you.
name's initials. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank
I,
you. Thank you so
I
much.
mean, I don't know how you came up with that, really.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And now I am now spreading that all of you should create social capital. All of you should have social capital, which will always accelerate, will always enhance it. Value only goes up, never a risk. Financial capital is always a risk.
And sir, one more point is that, my big mentors are both Raos.
Okay.
So one is Dr. GP Rao with all your years of experience, and the other is
No.
the father of HR in India, Dr. TV Rao. He sits on our
Okay. Okay.
advisor board. So
No,
whenever
no,
I
we are.
ask him something, he says GP ko pucho. So so I'm very blessed to say
Thank
that
you.
both the
Thank you
Raos
so much.
have blessed us.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank you so much for
Thank you. I'll take
giving
leave
us
all of
the,
you.
yeah.
Really appreciate this initiative. Appreciate the presence of so many people. I'll be happy to answer if there are any questions later
JP
also.
Rao,
Thank you
thank
so
you
much.
so much for coming in here and sharing all your insights and enlightening on many
Thank you,
points.
Ashwin.
Thank you so much for addressing on my questions too. I know I
Okay.
had a couple of questions
Okay.
that might have probably bothered you. I'm sorry, but yes, I
No, no, no.
had.
It's all right. Please.
So,
Always a pleasure to be of help to someone. Okay.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're very thoughtful. I think you put across one point that you mentioned, you highlighted on one point that um, mental health and emotional well-being are utmost priority in
Yeah, priority.
organizations.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
just have one point, a simple last question. Sorry if on the last
No, no, no.
minute
Please
I'm
ask.
I understand. See, organizations, big organizations or small organizations, they have some their own benefits and perks, internally to provide that to employees. Okay, for emotional well-being, they might probably have a good benefits of EAP or services from the vendors and all that. But still, sometimes some of the things are unseen and intangible things, so some employees might probably wish to or intend to go a little step ahead and reach out to the legal assistance as well. This is cases are
Yeah.
very minimal now, but yes, I think we probably might have come across. uh, I have heard too. So what is your approach, what's your thought on that? Does I mean the employee has to go that all of the right process and the procedure of the organization, or they can reach out to the internal organization legal team as well? Like, what is your approach, sir?
No, no. You see, ideal employer,
Huh.
they give that access to internal resources also. Like, no,
Uh-huh.
we have outside doctors, we have internal doctors. So
Yeah.
that happens. But
But
when I
main
said mental,
intention, sorry, sir,
uh,
I'm little interrupted here. So the main intention of the legal team in organizations to 80%, 80 to 85% of defend organization in terms of organization brand and everything to protect. The legal team has been hired for that purpose and for that intention. So
that's
whereas
why this
indirect,
legal care.
uh,
That's why this legal care. There is
yes,
there is a structured, competent, agile platform is available. They will show you the way,
correct,
prompt, reaches there.
absolutely, sir.
And
But
nobody will take over the deep expenses.
uh-huh.
At the end of the day, it is your call whether you want to spend so much or not. And when I meant mental
Hmm.
stress,
Hmm.
actually there is a linkage to legal. I said I'm stressed out,
Hmm.
so I need mental help. But that
Huh.
reason is illegal. Maybe
Yeah.
some legal thing is bothering me, so I'm stressed out. So there is a linkage. I am building the linkage. There's a linkage. A lot of reasons for being stressed out in the organization is I'm bothered with some issues at home.
It can be another way also, sir. Like, some employees probably might get more stressed because of the, work culture, maybe the bosses or
Yeah, it
management's,
can be. Yes, yes, it can be.
culture,
Yes. Yeah,
toxicity,
yeah.
or that can be
Yes,
another
sure,
one.
sure. It can be. It can be. So that's why I always recommend conversations. Have
Mm-hmm.
conversations. Go and
Mm-hmm.
talk. Have skip level meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Ventilate. Articulate.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of getting stressed out and suffer. So you should have
Yeah.
developed the habit, develop the knack of art of telling your problems. in a very respectfully.
I agree with you, sir. See, and this is my questions, not only just as a person, as individual, or just not only as a HR, but also from the, on behalf of point of view of employees' perspective as well. Okay. So if they reach out to the legal team for the assistance, they can reach out to the legal team, right? An internally organization legal team we hired for this purpose. I mean, in case if they
No,
reach
they are
out.
not hired
I
for
no, they are not
attending to
hired
your
for that
personal. No,
purpose. Yeah.
they are
Okay.
not hired for your personal. They can only tell you to which lawyer that you should go. Or if it is a
Uh-huh.
very small thing, they will advise you. That's why this legal care, what offered by Sri Rupa and others.
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it, sir.
I think
That's
let us
very
be
good
very
input.
clear. Let us be very clear.
Yes.
We should not
Yeah.
blame the legal.
Actually, the legal team has been hired for the corporate legal
For
matters. Their
corporate, no
mandate is
commercial
very
cases, labor
Correct.
cases, representing the company.
Got it. Got it, sir.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Thank
I'll
thank
take
you
leave,
everyone. Thank you,
others.
Dr. Rao. Yes.
Sri
Folks.
Rupa, Ashwini, thank you for that question.
Thank
I'll
you.
take leave.
Thank
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ashwini, for asking great questions. Thank you, Adarsh, Shrupa, as well as Dr. Rao for sharing such incredible wisdom with all of us at the Global.
I think I had just one person who was sharing their legal hassle. I would love to hear the story before we sign off because that is my motivation. So,
Sure.
Akshay, if that can be allowed.
Yes, yes. Anyone wants to share?
I think it
any-
was Kumuda, if I'm not mistaken. Is she still there? I
Hey,
think she
hi,
might have dropped
hi,
off.
yeah, hi, Shirupa.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had,
Yeah. Hello.
hey, I'm sorry, there was some disturbance here. No, no,
Hmm.
I just quoted one example that I faced in the workplace, which was more of a, yes, performance going down and, having one-on-one understanding. Okay, she was going through a domestic violence case, and then where we had to find, okay, which legal help that I can help her out with, right?
Hmm.
Still, legal care 3-4 years back was not such a big word, where we had to go and find who can be our legal help still, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, we were still a small company of 40-50 people, but still we had such cases where we
Yeah.
had to seek help, though the cases were less. Yes.
Right. Right. Thank you for sharing that. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for also do let us know what's your three biggest takeaway. You guys can actually tag all the speakers, connect with them on like LinkedIn as well. If you have any other further
Okay,
questions.
so one giveaway from our side, if people are doing that and they are tagging us and giving the takeaways, happy to give a free legal consult
Oh wow,
to the
amazing.
top three. Chalo, let's make it a contest.
Thank you, Shirupa, for that wonderful surprise for everyone. And, guys, utilize the opportunity. And Ashwini, I think you can always win. You can also do a podcast with all the speakers as well, right? You can connect with them.
Oh yes,
Uh,
Akshaya. So I am already, added them on my list. So I'll be reaching out to them
yeah.
sooner.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a phenomenal
Thank you,
weekend.
everyone, for joining in and hope this has been valuable to you. And I look forward to connecting with you one-on-one over LinkedIn and seeing if you have any takeaways from this session. That contest will just a random one that we just launched. So happy to talk to you.
It
All
was
right.
a great session, Shiripa. You added really a value in all of these, questions. It came up by all of us. So thank you so much for all of that. And Adarsh, yes, thank you. I think you addressed everyone's questions without, missing
Yes.
out. So thank you so
Yeah,
much.
definitely. Thank you to the moderator who has made it a very nice and finished on time and kept
My
everything
pleasure.
going exactly as it should. So, Adarsh,
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Sure.
Thank you, others. Thank you,
Thanks.
everyone.
Thank
Bye,
you, everyone.
guys.
Have a good
Yeah.
weekend. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.